Everyone, welcome to our weekly Facebook Live coaching. I'm Kevin from Heuristics. So you must be wondering by now what kind of company we are. Well, let me tell you a bit about our history. From our early beginnings as an enrichment center, we have now evolved to become an industry influencer in the education line. So today we are a leading content provider and a leader in the research of mathematics teaching methods for problem solving in primary maths. So Maths Heuristics was founded by my boss, Mr. Sunny Tan, in 2008. He is an ex-teacher from Singapore's MOE. And I also observed that there are many students and parents who face challenges in primary maths problems. So one of the key reasons is because heuristics is embedded in challenging questions across topics. So what do I mean by this? Now imagine that you have two very different topics. One is maths, the other one is money. And let's just throw in one more random one, length. And sometimes they talk about total unchanged here, single unchanged here, single unchanged, and total unchanged here. Okay, let's ignore the length. So they have very different methods covered across the topics. So what we do here at Maths Heuristics is we want to group all these methods together and teach it all at once. So we've come up with a holistic learning ecosystem. So let me just show you what we have. So we have books, mobile apps, web videos, and a virtual classroom for students to consult us on their schoolwork or the courses that we have. Oh, by the way, can you hear me? No sound. Okay, let me see. Testing. How about now? Test. Okay, can hear. All right. Okay, so can I continue? Can hear. Okay, thank you, Jason. Thank you, Hoisim. Now I need to off my speaker because I get feedback. Okay, thank you, Tyler. Alright, so next, let me tell you a bit more about myself. I'm a curriculum specialist and I've been working over here since 2011. I graduated from Nanyang Technological University way back and majored in mathematics. I'm personally involved with the development of the web videos that you see over here. Okay, let me just show you a sample of my hard work. So all this is explained by yours truly, and I'll talk a bit more about it later on. Okay, so let me talk a bit about how the math situation is like. Now, whenever we adults encounter a maths problem, the first thing we think about is to use algebra and this is what we call the algebraic framework. Algebraic thinking framework. Thereafter, we use substitution or quadratic equations to solve for the x and y values. And these are the procedural thinking tools. Substitution, quadratic, so these are the thinking tools. So when either the thinking tools or the framework is missing, we are not able to solve the problem. But then the use of algebraic equations is not advocated by MOE as well. So what can we do? So this is why the unit transfer method has been designed as a thinking framework which guides the child to systematically tackle the problem. Alright, so today I will discuss about number times value to give you the total value. Now this is one of the most common and confusing questions for P5 and 6, and they are typically 4 to 5 marks worth. Normally when students see this type of question, students get stumped because there's like three or more variables, namely the number of items, the value of those items, and the total value of those items. But with the right technique, I'm going to show you that with the UTM, your child can solve this within 5 minutes. So if you stay until the end of the session, I will give you instructions to download extra questions for your child to practice with full solutions. You're welcome to leave your comments or PM myself if you have any inquiries about tonight's session. So let's begin. For problems where the proportions of objects are given, it is more efficient to approach it using number times value to give you the total value. Oops, let me just change my thing first. Okay, I've just changed the slides. So test, can you hear me? Oh, my student is here, Shastina, hi. Okay, so I think the audio is fine. Okay, thank you, run on. Okay, so when the proportions of objects are given, it is more efficient to use number times value to give you the total value, where the value can represent things such as cost, mass, number of books, number of apples per bag, and so on. Alright, so let me start out with a relatively easy question that can be solved at P4 using various methods such as grouping, guess and check, or even supposition. Now I will solve this using UTM. The key objective here is to demonstrate how to use the unit transfer method. And later on, also how to use this same method to solve even more challenging problems later on. Okay, the summary is to identify what you have, the number, the value, and the total value, and tabulate it into the table and start solving. So let me begin on this. There are some 10-cent and some 50-cent coins in a box. So these are the value of the coins. There are thrice as many 10-cent coins as there are 50-cent coins. Okay, 3 times as many, change it to 3 out of 1. 3 goes to 10-cent coins, and 1 goes to 50-cent coins. So this statement refers to your number of items. The total amount of money in the box is $33.60. So obviously this is referring to the total value. How many 10-cent coins are there? Okay, so let's start out by tabulating the table. Number times value equals to the total value. Now here I will work in terms of dollars. Okay. So here I have the 10-cent coins. Here I have the 50-cent coins. The number of 10-cent coins, as we saw earlier, is 3. So this is 3 units, and the 50-cent coins is 1 unit. It is not 3 and 1, as you would believe it to be, because you have them in groups of 3 and 1. So the unit here represents the number of groups. So obviously the value here would be 10 cents, and the value here would be 50 cents. So when you multiply this out, you get a total value of 3u times 0.1, 0.3 units. 1u times 50 cents to give you 0.5u. The total value altogether will add up to 0.8 units. So this 0.8 units total value is this $33.60. So here, you always want to work your way to find 1 unit first. So to find 1 unit here, this is 3360. You need to divide this by whatever this number is. So this becomes 0.8. It will be 3360 divided by 0.8 to give you 42. Now the question asks, how many 10-cent coins are there? So that will be 3 units. And 3 units will simply be 3 copies of 42. Then that would give you 126. Okay, speed test. Am I going too fast, or do you find that this pace is alright? Okay, thank you, June, for coming. Okay, this pace is okay because I'm going to go a bit faster now. Alright, thank you all for your feedback. Jason, Adeline, Tanuja, Hoisim, Melanie, Priscilla, thank you. Alright, so let's start with a P5 or 6 question. This one appeared in a PSLE a few years ago. So I modified it a little. Okay, so let's read the question first. A group of visitors at a zoo was made up of teachers and pupils. 8% of them were teachers. Entrance fee for each teacher and each pupil was $18 and $10 respectively. The teachers paid $6,014 less than the students. How many teachers and students visited the zoo altogether? Now let's start out by changing 8% into a fraction first. This would be 2 out of 25. So what does this mean? We have 2 units of teachers out of a total of 25 units, which means that there should be 23 units of students. Now this refers to your number of teachers and students. The entrance fee for each teacher and each pupil was $18 and $10 respectively, so this must be the statement about the value or the cost. The teachers paid $6,014 less than the students, so this statement refers to the difference in total value. Now once we have these 3 items, we can draw out the number times value to give you the total value table. We have teachers and we have students. Alright, so 2 units of people. Okay, let me draw the lines first. 2 units were teachers out of a total of 25 units. So the students is 23 units. Each teacher paid $18. Each pupil paid $10. The total value for the teachers must be 2 units times 18 to give you 36 units. For the students, this must be 23 units times 10 to give you 230 units. So once we got this out, we can compare the difference in total value. And we see that 230 units minus 36 units will give you 194 units, which is 6,014. So to find 1 unit will be 6,014 divided by 194. So that will give you 31. Then what is it that we are required to find? How many teachers and students visited the zoo altogether? So that would be the total of 25 units. 25 units must be 25 times 31 to give you 775. So there you have it. This PSLE problem has been solved within 5 minutes, even with my explanation. Alright, so up to here, is everybody clear about how we go about doing number value, total value? We just need to identify the 3 statements, and once we have them, we tabulate them and start solving for what is required. Everyone follow so far? Okay, thank you, Beimei. Thank you, Jason. Okay, thank you, Adeline. So let's move on to something else. A similar question of this structure came out for a past year paper before. Okay, so the ratio of the price of a pair of jeans to the price of shorts was 5:1. Each pair of shorts cost $5. Okay. Okay, each pair of shorts cost $5. During the Singapore sales promotion, the amount of money collected from the sale of shorts and jeans was $6,720. Given that the total number of shorts sold made up of 20% of the total number of shorts and jeans sold, how many pairs of jeans were sold during the promotion? Right, let's identify what we have first. The ratio of the price of a pair of jeans to the shorts is 5:1. Then each pair of shorts costs $5. So these 2 statements refers to the value. So let's simplify them up first. So if the price of the shorts is $5, then the jeans must be 5 times of that, which is $25. Alright, simplify out the problem first. It will save you a lot of headache in the long run. So the total amount of money collected was $6,720. This is the total value. Now this is the tricky part. The total number of shorts made up of 20% of the total number of shorts and jeans sold. You want to change this 20% into a fraction first. That becomes 20 out of 100. And that simplifies down to 1 out of 5. So what does this mean? 1 goes to the shorts, 5 goes to the total number of shorts and jeans sold. Okay, which means that the jeans alone would have to be 5 minus 1 to give you 4 units. Okay, so this statement refers to your number of items. So let's draw out the number times value to give you the total value table. We have the jeans, we have the shorts. Okay, so we established that the jeans number is 4 units, the shorts is 1 unit, the value of the shorts is $5, the value of the jeans is $25. So the total value for the jeans will be 4u times 25 to give you 100 units. For the shorts, that will be 1 unit times 5 to give you 5 units. And then we are told that the total amount of money collected from everything was 6,720. So when we add these two numbers up, okay, 100u plus 5u will give you 105 units, which is 6720. So 1 unit must be 6720 divided by 105. So that will give you 64. Now what are we required to find? We are required to find how many pairs of jeans were sold during the promotion. So the number of jeans would be 4 units. 4 units will simply be 4 times 64 to give you 256. So you can see that it's very systematic. Alright. Okay, then moving on. Now here is a type of problem that you see in the forums quite recently, quite often as well. So this is one of those famous redistribution questions. It can be solved quite easily with, I think, 4 or 5 steps, if you know what to do, provided you know what to do. But here's a systematic way to set it up so that you can solve it more consistently. Alright. So a farmer planted apple seedlings in rows such that there were 15 seedlings in each row. The farmer planted 7 more seedlings and rearranged them. There are now 11 seedlings in each row and 9 more rows than before. So how many apple seedlings did the farmer plant in total? Alright, let's identify what we have first. Okay, he planted the apple seedlings in rows such that there were 15 seedlings in each row. Okay, so this is your before number of rows. You do not know how many rows you have, but you do know that this is the before value. You have 15 seedlings in each row. Then he planted 7 more seedlings and rearranged them. This is the change. There are now 11 seedlings in each row. So this is your after value. And you have 9 more rows than before. So this is your after number. How many seedlings did he plant in total? Okay, so once we have identified that we have the number, the value, we can now make a comparison between the before and after, because you added in 7 more, so that would affect your total value. You need to draw out the number of rows times seedlings in each row, and that will give you the total number of seedlings. Alright. So this is your before and this is your after. So before, you have 1 unit of rows. After that, you have 9 more rows. So whatever the before is, which is 1 unit, the after row must have 9 more than that. Before, you have 15 seedlings in each row. And after that, you now have 11 seedlings in each row. So 1 unit times 15 will give us the total number of seedlings for the before. So there will be 15 units. So 1 unit plus 9 times 11 goes like this. 1 unit times 11 gives you 11 units. plus 9 times 11 to give you 99. So how does a child visualize this? Well, the answer is this. If you have one seedling in each row, and you have 1 U plus 9, this is what you would have. If you have 2 seedlings in each row, and you have 1 unit plus 9 rows, this is how many seedlings you would have. So if you go all the way down to 11 seedlings in each row, this becomes 1 unit plus 9. So you have 11 copies of 1 unit, which is this 11 units here, and you have 11 copies of 9. So this gives you the 99. Okay? So once we reach this point, we need to see that 7 more seedlings were planted. So how? We need to be aware that this 15 units here, the total number of seedlings before, is 7 less than the after total number of seedlings. So we can draw out a model and compare these two statements. So for the before, this is 15U. After that, this will be 11 units and 99. Then there will be a 7 seedlings difference here. So we need to compare between units with units, numbers with numbers. So over here, 15U minus 11 units will give you 4 units. So at the same time, this 4 units is formed by taking 99 and subtracting 7 from it. So 99 minus 7 gives you 92. So 4 units is 92. 1 unit must then be 92 divided by 4. Sorry, I don't have enough space, so I won't write out the full working. You can look at the solutions later. So 1 unit will be 23. And what are we supposed to find? How many apple seedlings did he plant in total? That will be 11 units plus 99. So that will be 11 times 23 plus 99. So that will give you a total of 352. Okay? So that is how you solve redistribution problems in a systematic way, regardless of how the problem is structured. Just identify the number of items, the value, the total value, and start to solve it. Okay, so moving on, this is one of the most common questions you see across all the Facebook groups. In fact, for this, I prepared an extra document with 9 other questions inside. Later, you can go and see. Okay, so Mr. Wang sold 4 times as many iPads as laptops and collected a total of $8,400. Each laptop costs $325 more than an iPad. The amount collected for all the iPads sold was $3,480 more than the amount collected for all the laptops sold. So how many laptops did Mr. Wang sell? Okay, let's identify what we have. He sold 4 times as many iPads as laptops. So this refers to your number of items. Collected a total of 8,400. So this is your total value. Okay, each laptop costs $325 more than an iPad. So this is the difference in value. Amount collected for all the iPads was 3,480 more than the amount collected for all the laptops sold. So this refers to the difference in total value. Okay, here you have 4 variables. This is where the students get confused because they don't really know which number goes with which number. But if we see that this is talking about the total value, and this statement is also referring to the total value, then we can simplify out the problem first. Alright? Y'all get what I'm saying? You want to simplify out the problem first, because if you don't do that, you will end up with something really complicated later on. Okay, so let's compare the two total values. For the laptops, first thing you have to do is simplify. Okay, for the laptops and iPads, the iPad's total value is more, so this is how it would look like. It's more by 3,480. And the total value of everything is 8,400. Now once you are able to draw this out, everything else falls into place because you can easily find the value of this one unit here. So to find out the total value of the laptops, this will be 8,400 minus 3,480 divided by 2 to give you 2,460. Okay, so this thing here is 2,460. And once you have this, it's easy to find the cost of the iPads because this should simply be 2,460 plus 3,480 to give you a total of 5,940. So once you get the total value already, we can use number times value to give us the total value. Okay, then we have the laptops and we have the iPads. Alright, so we know that from the number of items that we have, you have 4 units of iPads and 1 unit of laptops. We also know that the total value of the laptops is 2,460. We know that the iPad's total value is 5,940. So how do we get the value from here? So 1 unit times something will give you 2,460. So this must be 2,460 divided by 1 unit to give us 2,460 parts. Why parts? Because this number of units is not really 1. You need the parts here to cancel out these units in order to give you a true number of 2,460. But we don't really tell students that because we don't want to confuse them further. Okay, so we do the same for the iPads. So 4 units times something gives you 5,940. 5,940 divided by 4 units would give you 1,485 parts. Okay, so what are we left with? We are left with the difference in value that we have not used. So let us use this information. The difference in value will be 2,460 parts minus, okay, number 3, difference in value, minus 1,485 parts to give you 975 parts, which is equal to this $325 more. Now once we got that, one part will be, remember at the start of the lesson I was saying, 325 divided by whatever number this is. So this is 975. So when you press your calculator, you'll get a fraction, but don't be worried. Okay? So we are supposed to find how many laptops did Mr. Wang sell. We are supposed to find the value of 1 unit, but we have the value of 1 part. So we first need to find how much 1 laptop costs. 1 laptop would cost 2,460 parts, which is going to be 2,460 times 1/3 to give you $820. So if we know that this is $820, 1 unit should be 2,460 divided by 820. And that will give you 3. Okay, later on I'll give you more questions like this. I think there's 9 of them with the solution. So there's one more way to set this up, but I don't recommend you doing it, because if you don't know what to do after that, you will end up with something really complicated. So the confusion alert here is this. You have your number times value to give you the total value. Your laptops and your iPads are all here. Okay, 1U, 4U, 2460, and 5940. So there is another way to define the cost of your laptop and your iPad. That is because for us adults, what we tend to do is we tend to say that this is just 1p plus 325. This is 1p. Then when we multiply this out, we get 4 up here, we get 1 up and 325 units. So from here you can still solve, but I don't recommend it for primary school kids because they involve the product of 2 variables. Okay, it is not taught at primary school on how to deal with the product of 2 variables. So if you see this, this is a warning sign. Okay, so hopefully you've learned something. So the summary for this number times value equals total value is you want to just identify what you have. Your number, value, total value, then just start solving. Of course, there are many ways to solve this particular problem. You can use model, you can use grouping to solve this one, like this type. But what we do in unit transfer method is to give you the tools, and in this particular case is just number times value equals the total value. So this tool can be applied across many different problems as you've seen just now. Because if you try to use grouping, reasoning, or models to do those 5 questions, you end up with something quite different all the time. So this one tool can solve many seemingly different problems, and that's the challenge that I see many parents trying to get help for Maths Online, because every user has their own method. And every question has a different approach to it. So this will end up confusing the child more. These are scenario-based methods. What is important is to give your child a thinking tool to apply across. Alright? So here, this method is taken from our book, the Unit Transfer Method, 2nd edition. And we have 10 chapters inside it. Okay, actually it's 10 chapters, but it's consolidated into 6 different types of methods. Alright? The 6 main scenarios are before and after, excess and shortage, repeated identity, equal scenarios, 2 variable scenarios, and what we just saw, number times value equals to total value. Okay? So let me show you what we have to support our books. So what we have is this web video. All these web videos are made by yours truly. The example video and the explanation video for what we have. So let's just go to one and just take a look at it, how it goes. Okay, it's very long. This one is 6 minutes long. And then Why so many likes, yeah? Okay, then we also have these apps, these mobile apps, to support our publications. This is what I was involved in. And most importantly, we also have this virtual classroom where you can come in and ask me anything. No, not really anything, but those things that are related to maths. Let's just organize a time and set them aside and we can come and discuss about it. Okay, so one more thing that I want to introduce you is our Maths Heuristics group. Here you can join us and discuss about whatever we have. Okay, then for today, we have a special promotion for you. So if you come to our website, www.mathsheuristics.com, okay, and then you click on this book section here. You'll see that we have many publications. You can click to look inside them if you're interested. You can browse through a few pages here and there. See? Where did it go? See? Where did it go? Okay, never mind. I think there's some technical issues here. Alright, so in order to... Okay, here I'll update the solutions. And if you have downloaded the handouts earlier, you can go back to the same page, and by now it should be refreshed. The solutions would be here, the extra question solutions would be here. Okay, so if any of you would like to purchase the online program that I was talking about earlier, you can send us an email at enquiry@mathsheuristics.com. For today only, because we know that you are going to have your PSLE parents, you're going to have your PSLE soon, we will be giving you a 40% discount on the unit transfer method online program, only for this particular thing. So send us an email. We will stop this promotion on Saturday at 8:30. Alright, so that's all we have for you today. Well, in the Facebook group, There were a lot of people who voted for patterns on the next live session, so that's what I'll be covering next week. Okay, thank you for your time. Thank you for having me. This is Kevin from Heuristics. Good night. Thank you for watching. I hope you've learned something today. Click here for more of such teaching videos and click here to subscribe.